led to me integrating some of the Honduran cultural norms without even realizing it. One of the first ones is the way in which Hondurans point out where something is located. Instead of using their hands to point to something, or their mouths, their words, to explain it, they use their lips with a little bit of a head nod.
Hey, Jenny, where's Terry?
So if some morning you see what looks like that I am throwing you a very awkward kiss across the room, what this actually means is that someone is probably looking for you and you should figure out what's going on. The second thing is the come here gesture. In our country we do this. In Honduras, we do this. I have to side with Hondurans on this one. I'm clearly stating that I want you over there, to come here, somewhere near my feet. The American way is a little bit dangerous. If you get too into it and you're too excited, you can hurt yourself. Hey, come here! Sadly, I can't really bring anyone over to my side. And at the Christmas party, I wanted Barb to come over to me. So I said, Barb, come here. And Sean leans over and says, we don't do that in this country. You look kind of like a freak. Point taken. But there's one cultural norm that I cannot embrace, and that's public breastfeeding. Now, in this country, we've come a long way. Gone are the days that women have to hide in the bathroom or go out to their car to roast in the summer or freeze in the winter as they feed their child. Now, as long as they have their hooter hider that they can put over their neck as their child, they can remain at the table and have adult conversation as their child is nursing. Let's just say that things are different in Honduras. They're a little bit more progressive. There is no hiding in the bathroom, there are no hooter hiders, and there is no shame. If your child is hungry, you whip it out and you start nursing or maintaining eye contact as though you're not doing something that can get you arrested in many countries. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, the Honduran comfort with breastfeeding has led to two interesting stories on my last trip. The first involves a day that I was hanging out with some of the kids on the street when one of my favorite little families came to visit. It's a mother, father, and 14-month-old Emmanuel. This family has greatly impressed me, as being a child on the street is synonymous with being dirty. They have kept this child squeaky clean. Somehow he is chubby, happy, healthy, with bright and inquisitive eyes. As I held him, they showed me all the words that he can say, that he knows where his ears are, where his eyes are, and his nose. But soon after holding him, a bit of a wrestling match ensued, where he would try to reach his hands down my shirt, and I would pull his hand out. And go back down in my shirt, and I'd pull it out, and back in, and then out again until I couldn't take it anymore, and I handed him back to his mother. This is when they showed us the best trick that he has. While me and 6 teenage boys stood around her, she held him and said, "Saca la chiche." What this means is, take out the boob. And that is exactly what he did. He very obediently reached down, much like he was doing to me minutes earlier, pulled out the boob, and began to nurse. The boys just thought this was the greatest trick ever. And he was an incredibly intelligent child, while I looked at the storefront and up at the sky and, oh, look at this important phone call. But don't worry. Breast milk is not only for their own children in Honduras. There was one day, one of my favorite kids is named Juan Carlos, and he began living on the street when he was 6, when his dad kicked him out of the house. Lived on the street for 5 years, until the age of 11, he decided that he did not want to live this life, and he would take advantage of the opportunities for education in Bernino. What 11-year-old makes a decision like that on his own? One of the many reasons why he's my favorite. He's now a 17-year-old who is attending a prestigious private vocational school with the #1 goal of getting a good enough job to be able to take care of his mom and sisters. So recently, when I asked him what he wanted for his birthday, and he said that he wanted to take his mom to a waterfall in Honduras, a tourist attraction that very few Hondurans get to experience, I quickly said yes. But this trip for Juan Carlos and his mother and I soon became a trip for Juan Carlos, his mother, and I, and his sister's daughter, and his 2 brothers, and his brother's girlfriend, and their 3-month-old baby. So what was a trip for 3 people became a trip for 9 people in my very small Toyota Tacoma. We all piled into the car, his mother and I in front, everyone else in the bed of the truck, went to Pulapansak, ate Chinese food, did backflips in the water, lots of races, took pictures, and headed home. As I was driving, I noticed in the rearview mirror that Juan Carlos was doing this. I was pulling on his ear, and was hitting his head really hard. Poor child, had water in his ear. He dropped his family off, he gets in the car, and I asked him if he wanted to go to a pharmacy or something to do something with his ear. And he said, oh, no, don't worry about it. Angelica took care of it. Angelica, what did she do to take care of it? Oh, well, she just... And then he said something that I was sure that I had misunderstood. So I asked him to clarify, and he repeated it and added actions the next time. Oh, well, you see, as we were sitting in the bed of the truck, I laid my head on Jorge, his brother's lap, and Angelica, this girlfriend, 3-month-old daughter, just leaned over and squeezed a little bit in my ear. And now my headache is gone. I'm hoping I didn't offend him by how hard I laughed. And then I explained to him that this would never happen. To which, straight-faced, he said, well, you really should. There's a lot of uses from milk from the chiche. I love who I've become as a result of my time in Honduras. And I do hope that you will side with me eventually on the come here gesture. It's much the same. But if I ever shirk the hooter hider, or if I ever offer to squeeze just a little bit in your ear, please sit me down for a heart-to-heart and remind me of the cultural norms of this country.